How's it, guys? This is Davey, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League live stream, or Deadline with Davey as we like to call them. This live stream is obviously going to revolve around the upcoming Gameweek 9, which is just under 55 minutes away. So luckily on time today, just kind of 5 past the normal time. So hopefully you guys are enjoying your Friday afternoon. If you have to go out, just drop me a message. I'll try and answer your question as soon as possible, as I do know you guys do have lives. So thank you for dropping by, staying with me for the evening, afternoon. Is anyone in the morning? Maybe if you're in America, maybe just starting your day. Hopefully you're going to start off well with this live stream, but we're going to be all talking about Game Week 9. Let me know if the audio and the video are all good, as Harry has already done. Harry, I don't even have to ask. You just put it in the chat like an absolute legend. I saw your message early on. Hopefully it's going to be a great weekend for you. Are you going to do anything special FPL-wise? Are you going to be kind of triple captaining Erling Haaland to maybe celebrate the wedding? Or are you going to actually just kind of take it easy, not make too many massive calls because you don't want the weekend to be ruined too much? But yeah, hopefully you do get to watch a couple games this weekend. And if you do make any big calls, good luck with them. So yeah, let's get into the questions. Let me just bring up the chat here for you. We will be monitoring Twitter for early team news, but I'm going to tell you guys, it's probably not going to come. The reason for that, it's a Friday night deadline. Saturday, usually teams are finalized. We might get some training news, but that's as far as it goes. We've had enough kind of, injury news today in terms of Son and Saka to hopefully give us enough to kind of talk about. But as you guys can see, in terms of my team, it's pretty standard from what you would have seen for kind of game week 8, because I haven't made any changes. Captaincy's the same, vice captaincy's the same. Slamming is saying dressing up as Michael Myers this weekend, Halloween party. Is Halloween this weekend or is it next weekend? I think it's this weekend because it's the last weekend of October, but you guys can clarify. In South Africa, Halloween's not a massive thing. It might be in other cities, but in my city, it's not that big. But if you guys are in the US, for example, I know it's massive. I'm almost cosplaying as a ghost because I forgot to not wear a green shirt. So yeah, you guys can see I'm a bit kind of overlapped by the team. So we'll say I dressed up as a ghost for this Halloween stream. AKD with the first message of the stream saying, hey everyone. Tracy saying, hello, hello, hello. Bosnian Powerhouse said, who we subbing Saka out for? So we might just be keeping Saka at the moment. He might be subbed onto the bench if he doesn't start, but then Gabriel just comes off the bench. So at the moment, I'm looking to just keep Saka. However, if you guys can get Foden, I think that you should probably do that. If I didn't have a Man City triple up, I think I would have gone for Foden. So you can do with that what you want to, but let's just say if Saka, we had the news that he didn't train, I didn't have maybe Guardiola or Lewis, I would probably be bringing in Foden for Saka this week. So you guys can do that if you want to. Yo is saying Palmer / Bruno for Saka. I would say Palmer. I really like him as an option. Same, if I didn't have Palmer, I'd be doing that as well. So you guys can do that. Kylo GG saying, welcome to the Davey Show. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. Vicky saying Salah or Foden. Foden doubt to start, Salah tough fixtures. I'd go for Foden this week, as I said. Might not be the most long-term pick, but he doesn't have to be. If he bangs against Southampton, you guys are going to be happy. And he might even outscore Salah by such a far margin that it's actually worth bringing him in to start off with and then take him to Salah at a later stage. Office Spills saying, hi Davey, you need to bench 2 of these. Munoz, Porro, Konza, Aitnori. I would say you bench Munoz because I think Spurs score. Munoz is the easiest one for me. Then it comes down to Konza, Aitnori. I would probably say you bench Konza because Aitnori is quite attacking. I think the chance of a clean sheet should be higher for Konza, but I feel like Aitnori has the better attacking threat. What we actually can do is we can go and check the projected clean sheets and the projected goals, and that might help you guys out a bit. It's going to be Diwali in India. Congrats, Tarang. Hopefully you have an absolutely banging weekend then. Yeah, slamming. So that's what I understand, is that it's meant to be the 30th, but it's usually whichever weekend's the closest. That's why I was like, maybe it's next weekend. I don't know. I'm doing a dress up next weekend. That's why I was just asking, because I wanted to just be official. Ty the Footy Guy has been a member for 32 months. Insane. Thank you for the continued support, brother. Always happy to see you in the chat. I don't have fun defense, so I'm already playing Gabriel, and I voted should bench. Okay, sorry, I swore, but it is what it is. Kind of need to make a move in case Saka's out. Yeah, so I'd do Foden, Harry, easy. That might turn out even better. Who to bench out of Rodgers, McNeil, DCL, or Solanke? It's between Rodgers and McNeil for me, just because DCL could be on penalties and Solanke might as well. So between Rodgers and McNeil, it's quite close. We can always go projected points when it's close like this. So let me just take a look here. Okay, so you bench McNeil. I think I kind of agree with that as well, because Fulham's defensive numbers are quite good. So I would bench McNeil out of those. Before we get too in depth, we can talk randomly, but I see there's a lot of questions that are asking about specifics. So I just want to bring up Rob T FPL's graphic once again. Let me just adjust. We're going to make Guardiola disappear, and we're just going to bring up the rest of the team. Sorry, Guardiola. But okay, this is once again, you guys can see at the top of the graphic, Rob T FPL. I spoke about these in the Ultimate Guide. I do the same data, SpreadX data. He has done an update though today, so these are the most up-to-date numbers. Man City's still the highest with 3.35, as well as the clean sheet of 50%. So someone was asking about Konza versus Nori. So you can see that Konza has the higher chance of a clean sheet. Actually, Aston Villa are probably going to score more goals. So out of this, you might say Konza, but I would slightly lean towards Nori. But if you are a very stats-based manager or odds-based manager, then you can just look at this, and then Konza might be the better selection. But I think I would take the ceiling punt and go for Nori. Other selections you guys can look at here. The one that does worry me slightly is going to be those Arsenal-Liverpool numbers, because they've actually dropped. So you guys can see Arsenal slightly favored 1.43, but that's not very good. And that's why I was considering maybe potentially taking him out for someone else. But that's why I just think Foden is one to target. I believe he starts this weekend. I don't see why he wouldn't. And if he does start, he's almost guaranteed points. I don't want to say that like guaranteed, but you'd think that he gets points in this one. Also leads you to the second debate of the kind of video or the live stream, which is who's on the triple captain, because 3.35 is pretty high in terms of kind of goals projections. Haaland is actually slightly higher, 0.02 higher than the projections for Ipswich, which is interesting. Omar, is it to have double City after the Rodri? No, I don't think it is Omar. I mean, the fixtures are still okay. I mean, I'm not going to sell them. I'm not going to sell one of them this week just for the sake of it. But in the future, I might do it. Please make a wildcard draft. Quite an interesting week for the wildcard. I think what I would do is I would have Palmer, Haaland, and then I might have Bruno in there as my third premium. Or what you could do is you go for Salah to start off with, because most people might go for Salah next week. But on the wild card, I would I would probably go for Foden. Instead of going for Bruno, I would go for Foden. So it would be Haaland, Foden, Palmer. My second striker might be Chris Wood instead of Solanke. I'd go for Johnson. I'd still have Rodgers in there probably. Defense, I think that you can drop Trent now with the tougher fixtures. I'd go for Guardiola. I'd go for Nori. I'd also go for Pedro Porro, if you can fit him in. Between the sticks, I think Sal's is pretty consistent. I'd maybe just look at him. And then the bench, just go super cheap on the bench. Let me know if that kind of makes sense to you, but if it doesn't, I'll try. Kieran, tomorrow night and kids celebrate. Okay, Kieran, thanks for the heads up on that one. I don't have children, so I will celebrate on the 31st as well. I've missed the clock. Is that new? Yeah, it is new. Yeah, I can understand because the early, but it's my only new addition basically to the stream is going to be the clock. It wasn't a lot of effort. After Jota's injury, Darwizzy looking so sexy. I don't know if I'd go for Darwizzy at the moment, but you can if you want to. FPL Rahid saying, after someone of Trent and Gabriel, who do you suggest money would be required for future trial? Can you sell Gabriel? I prefer to keep Trent. Most people have to sell Gabriel I mean, most people have to sell Trent because of the value, but if you can get away with selling Gabriel, then I might do that. Would you take a hit for TAA or Gabriel to Guardiola? No, I wouldn't take a hit. A hit for defenders is not what I would want to do. Shaham saying our accent is too similar to ABD. I mean, that's a compliment. I mean, I'd love to be as famous as ABD is, but thank you for that. Hopefully it's still understandable. Like you can still understand what I'm saying. Because I didn't think I have an accent, but apparently I do. Thank you, Nigel, for the kind words. I do appreciate it. Any info on the sucker fitness from the cartel? I'm not in the cartel. I don't have enough subscribers for that. So I'll try and get something on Twitter, but I doubt we get anything. The thing that worries me about Sucker, though, is that, I don't know if you guys saw, but Sky Sports had the update this morning where they said that he wasn't training. However, they only get access to the first 15 minutes of training. So maybe if Sucker was being assessed to start off with, I doubt they're going to hide him. Like, let's be real. I don't think they're childish enough to like keep Sucker behind a hidden door and then after the press leave, they bring him out. Like, I don't think it's that significant. It could be. We don't know. We don't know how Arsenal are with the dark arts. But when I didn't see him training, I was a bit worried about his potential place because although they play Sunday, if he doesn't train tomorrow, that's a definite no. And obviously, if he didn't train today, his probability just kind of goes down. Are you planning on bringing Salah in soon, Christopher? If I roll the transfer this week, it's a possibility next week. If I take out Haaland, that could be a possibility. But it's definitely something I'm thinking about. It just kind of depends on how the game week goes and that sort of thing. Vincent, any electrician? No, none at the moment. Play Smith Rowe or Gabriel. I'd play Smith Rowe. I'm not the biggest fan of playing Gabriel. I don't know if I'm weird, but I've seen him starting in a lot of people's teams. But it seems like the connection is the people that are starting Gabriel have Raya in goal. So almost what they're saying is, I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket. I hope Arsenal keep a clean sheet. And therefore I get both of them or I get none of them. So I'm not the biggest fan of starting Gabriel. I think they concede. But if you have to, it's okay. Going back to my team, if Saka's out, Gabriel comes off the bench. Not the worst thing in the world, I guess. But not the best. I can't get it to like stick. Okay, cool. Then let's just move it across. Cool. So there's my team. As you guys can see, I've still got Saka. And that's all saying. If Gabriel has to come off the bench, not the worst thing in the world. But yeah. So currently, I'm not on the triple captain. I'm tempted, but as I said in the team selection, I'm like 70-30, but now I think I'm like 60-40. The thing, and I said this when we had Ipswich, which I mean, I regretted Ipswich, and maybe I'll regret Southampton as well. The thing about the single game weeks is that we don't know what this mystery chip is. And for me, this was super bad from FPL. I have no idea why they did this, but they're only going to announce the mystery chip in January. So now what I'm thinking is like, okay, if this mystery chip is more advantageous in a double game week, that eliminates a double game week to use the triple captain in. So let's say it's something where it's limitless, like you can afford any team that you want to, no matter the price. You want to use that in a double game week because you can get the best squad as possible. So that would therefore mean it's one less week for the triple captain, and therefore it would be better to use it in a single game week, which is like game week 9. But I have no context of what the mystery chip is. It's a mystery, which to me is just, I don't understand how you can have a game about planning where you don't give us all the information. It's just a massive miss from them, in my opinion. But yeah, so basically, if you use it in a single game week, you hope the mystery chip is going to be good in a double. If it's not, I mean, and that's the thing, is what chip isn't good in a double game week? I mean, like, unless they bring some absolute stinker in that is like shocking, I don't think, I don't know what it will be. Yeah, Christopher, we should ask the cartel actually. Maybe they'll have the mystery chip. Maybe they're planning the mystery chip. And that's why it's taking so long, because they couldn't agree on what it was. Gregory says Son for Foden. For me, that's tighter. I think if you have Saka, I'd rather take out Saka than Son. Just because Son might come back next week. And then he's got Ipswich in game week 11, which might even be the best Camsey option. So I would rather just keep Son if you have him. But if you're really tight, like you have no one on your bench, then I can understand the move. Just remember, though, it might be a very short-term move, Gregory. And I don't mind that. If you want to take a 1 week punt, but then that's 2 transfers on a 1 week punt, which isn't the most optimal. Who's the cartel? Nigel, I don't even know at this stage. It just seems like everyone. Every big content creator is the cartel, apparently. But not even everyone sold Son. So they got Son for Saka. So I don't even know. I transferred in Son a few days ago. Vincent, that's why you don't do early transfers, brother. I don't even know what to tell you, You shouldn't make early transfers, but I can understand it because there were so many price rises, which is a bit unlucky. Play Gabriel or Davis. I don't have Van der Ven. Okay, so Ipswich have Brentford. I just thought Gabriel then, in my opinion. I don't trust the Ipswich defense. We've seen their numbers. They're terrible. I would just kind of go for Gabriel and just hope that he keeps a clean sheet. M Junior, I'm not part of the cartel. I don't have enough fame. Let's put it that way. I think some of the bigger channels might be the cartel. But in all seriousness, there's no cartel, guys. There might be some secret WhatsApp chats, but I'm definitely not in those. Play Gabriel Aitnori. I don't have Van der Ven. Tarang, I think you play Aitnori for the ceiling, in my opinion. It's a tough one, though, because it's a team that's probably going to concede, so you're almost hoping for attacking threat. I would say the ceiling might be high on him, and that's why I would go for him. As I've said, I'm not the biggest fan of playing Gabriel this week. I might be not a fan of him and put him on the bench, and then he might come off for Saka in the first place. But yeah, at the moment, I'm not super keen on Gabriel. Big and Boomo captain against the Haaland cult. Jason, do you own Haaland though? Because that's interesting for me. If you don't own Haaland, I can get that. But if you do own Haaland and you're still going against him, that's pretty. I want to say insane. I want to say insane not in the bad context, like the good context. It's just that's insane, dude. It's just crazy. But I'm not calling you insane or crazy. It's just, to me, it's super out there to do that. Abe is saying you trust the Spurs defense so much. Aren't they very leaky? They are leaky, but I feel like surely Spurs have a high chance of a clean sheet than Arsenal do. Do they? They tied 27-27. Okay, so I mean, maybe not even. Maybe I shouldn't be starting Van der Ven, but I would have sold Van der Ven if Son was fit. So I'm just kind of playing because I think Crystal Palace are struggling at the moment. That's the toughest part about Spurs, is the defensive numbers look great. They're the highest or the lowest XG conceded or highest expected clean sheets team in the Prem over the opening 8 game weeks. But where are the clean sheets? I don't know. I'm still looking for them. Saka to Foden, what do you think? Raf and Reza, yeah, I would do that. If I didn't have a Man City triple up, I'd be bringing Foden in definitely. It's just, I don't think it's worth the 2 free transfers to bring Foden in. So that's why I'm not doing it. Christian Brock, is saying, is there transfer plan fella? Did ask earlier, but I had to step away. No worries, Christian. At the moment, no transfer plan. I'm still pondering the triple captain. I think, as I said, I'm 60-40 to not using it. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't say now with a definite answer that I won't or will. But yeah, so I would say go with your gut if you want to do it. Yeah, Joe, that's what my kind of thinking was as well. But it wouldn't surprise me if Spurs did concede, but it wouldn't surprise me if so did Arsenal. So that's why I'm fine with benching Gabriel. And honestly, I don't know if Saka's going to play this weekend. I'd probably say I'm leaning towards him not. And therefore, Gabriel might be a better play. But I think if Saka, he either starts or he's not in the squad, as far as I'm concerned. You got 3 free transfers now. I've only got the 2. Would you go -4 for Foden? Depends on your bench. If you have no one on your bench, then yes. But if you have a bench option, then I would probably just stick with your bench option. Yash is saying bench 1, Gabriel, Van der Ven or Aitnori. I'd probably say, I mean, the projected points here are going to go against Aitnori, I think. Yeah, so Aitnori's, in terms of projected points, Aitnori is definitely the lowest. But I would say the highest ceiling is going to be on Aitnori's side. Between Van der Ven and Gabriel, it's quite close. And maybe I should switch. Maybe I should switch Gabriel and Van der Ven. But I think I'm going to stick with what I have at the moment. When are you planning to triple captain? It would be somewhere in the doubles or in the future singles then. I would hope it's a double game week because I kind of feel like it has to be a double if I don't do it this week. And that's why I was talking about kind of the mystery chip being so contentious. So it would be one of the upcoming doubles then, I guess. Vincent is asking me about his team. Yeah, Palman, Boomer, Semenyo, Son. Okay, Son's not going to play, so you might as well just... Okay, but I get what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, the team looks good, I feel. What's the transfer plan? Pedro, at the moment, it's going to roll the transfer, but I'm pondering the triple captain. Are you not tempted to transfer Saka out to Fernandes? I am. That was the move I was now looking at. I just don't know, though, because, like, let's go and look at, like, our transfers. Let's see. Hopefully, you guys can still see this. Okay, you guys can still see this. Okay. So if I was to take Saka out, his next 3 fixtures are Liverpool, Newcastle, and Chelsea. Newcastle, Chelsea for me aren't that bad. I feel like Saka can still do well against them. The Liverpool game, though, isn't fantastic. When would you want Saka back in then? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, Nottingham Forest might be the week, but you could also extend to Game Week 13 against West Ham. Then you might want Saka back. If you look at Bruno, he's got West Ham and Leicester with the Chelsea game, so now it's Chelsea at home. So it's Leicester and West Ham versus Liverpool and Newcastle. Which on paper, I know this is Diego Dalot, don't worry. I'm talking about Bruno Fernandes at the moment though. Same fixtures. So, and then he also has Ipswich and Everton, which aren't too bad. So surely then that does open up a few more doors, which could potentially lead to like some good scores. I mean, it is. I think Saka's a better FPL asset though than Bruno is. But I mean, West Ham and Leicester are better in terms of the fixtures. So that also could be one of those moves that I could potentially look at. It's just then it kind of blocks me off from going for someone like a Salah. Because what I could just do is bank the transfer this week, ignore Bruno, and maybe do Saka to Salah next week or something like that. Got Brighton, Aston Villa, then Southampton. I think the Southampton game is definitely one. I mean, the Brighton, Aston Villa ones with 2 home fixtures are pretty good. The Man City one, there's always goals in it generally. Then Newcastle. So you probably want Salah in, but what we might do is just drop Haaland then. Downgrade Haaland, upgrade Rodgers. So then we still would have Bruno here. I don't know. I mean, it is a move that I was tempted by. It's just I don't know if it's worth doing. But yeah, you have a soft spot for Bruno, says Slanny. I think it's just because for like a 2-season window, I was absolutely hammered in the comments about pronouncing Bruno Fernandes versus Bruno Fernandes. And then he went and said his name is Bruno Fernandes in the pronunciation video. So that's probably where my soft spot originates from. Eshan, I think it's not 200 IQ analysis. It's 200 IQ yapping. I think I was just yapping and waffling about potential fixtures. It might not have too much sense to it. Start Rodgers or McNeil. Rodgers has the high projected points for this week, Danny. And I think I would probably go for him as well. I don't mind benching your Everton assets. They're struggling from an attacking point of view, and Fulham's defensive numbers aren't bad. Dumb question, can you carry over? Kirk, no, this season it's changed. You can carry now a max of 5 free transfers. There's no dumb questions though, and I'm glad you asked for clarification. No love for Foden, Wilson. It's 2 transfers, and that's the only reason. If I could do it in one move, I would do it, and that's why I said to you guys, if you have Saka, I would definitely take Saka out over Son. I think you can just bench Son. Get Anthony in there, Ewok. That is a good suggestion, but I think Anthony's actually injured. I think he was stretched off in the Europa game. So I would have gone for him, but now that he's injured, I might not. Vincent said, imagine the last seconds of your uni exam. Last question. Did you just stop writing? Brother, the pants were down the whole exam. That's the actual strategy. Andy Hutch saying, save the triple captain will be much more exciting than it just depends. My opinion is, how many points would you guys be happy with for a triple captain? In my opinion, if he gets a Hattie this week and he ends on 15 points, that's a dub. How many points did he get? 17 points. 17 points is a dub. 13 points is even a dub. And that's what's like tempting me, because all he has to do is get 2 goals, and plus 10 points I feel like is a good score. But as you've said, a double game week is more exciting because let's say he gets 1 goal and a few bonus, he's probably going to get a double-digit return then anyways. So the ceiling's definitely higher for a double, but if he gets a Hattie in a single, you'll take that. Any love for the lot at the moment? No. I don't think I'm going to make it an offensive transfer. Is it worth keeping Raya? Yeah, it's worth keeping Raya. Your goalkeepers always have a lower ceiling, so that's fine. It's just stick with whichever goalie you have, basically, unless they're not playing. And unless they're super bad, like, I don't know. What's the transfer line? Cash, probably roll a transfer. But now I'm tempted. Maybe the Bruno Fernandes move is looking at me. With Saka on 50% to play, is it worth doing Saka for Bruno for a short-term fixture? It could be. However, what I will say is that Bruno doesn't seem like a short-term fixture to me. He seems like a long-term fixture because these fixtures do look pretty good. His fixtures do look pretty good for the medium term even. Haaland will score more hat-tricks later this season. This is not the best game week. Yeah, it's tough. I think it's very close. I won't lie to you. Start Porro or Nori? I'd go for Porro. The Wolves' expected clean sheet number, or kind of clean sheet odd, is very low. Nikhil might be rolling a transfer, but now I'm thinking about Bruno. Got Bruno on the mind. It's something that I might think about planning out now. Tony hates saying I'm a United fan. Please don't go Bruno. He's a great player, but the team is bad, yeah. That is generally... I will add, though, that I thought that United played a lot better against Brentford than I've seen them this season. I had to watch the United game last weekend. A family member was visiting us that supports United. So I wasn't supporting them out of the kindness of my heart, but they weren't as bad as I was expecting. Brighton assets, none at the moment. How about Johnson, Davey? I already have a Spurs triple up, so... That's kind of what it comes down to. Is I'm not super keen on using 2 free transfers unless it was Heung-min Son. I was quite keen on bringing Son in. If Son was fit, I would have brought him in this week, and I probably would have taken Van de Ven to Nori. Is Davis a good option this week? Next week to Guardiola. Okay, Andrew, do you have Davis this week? You can just play him. I don't expect a clean sheet though, but I wouldn't bring him in for 1 week and then take him to Guardiola next week. What is Sterling up to? As long as he's not in my FPL team, he can be up to whatever he wants, but yeah, I'm not too keen. Kulusevski or Johnson? Bram, I'm not saying this because I have Kulusevski in my team, but I would go Johnson. He just seems more attacking to me. I just went for Kulusevski because I couldn't afford Johnson. If I could afford Johnson, I would be sitting with him. Who would you pick, Palmer or Mbumo captain? That's a tight one. I might just say Mbumo because Newcastle did impress me against City, and if they follow a similar approach, they might hold Palmer and Chelsea quite close. So I'd say Mbumo just because Ipswich concede a ton of goals. Tracy's saying bench 1, Trent, Gabriel or Mikalenko. So Everton have Fulham this week. I'd start TAA and Gabriel. I'd bench Mikalenko, Tracy. I don't think Everton keep a clean sheet. They could, but I think Fulham are looking good. Melon Musk saying early transfer Son F2. Do I just roll and I just roll. If you have Palmer this week, as long as you have a decent enough bench. Gabriel versus Nori. For me, it's close. I think both concede, and that's why I'm going Nori for the increased attacking threat. But if you want to be safe, Gabriel's the safe option. He's going to have still quite a high ownership. Start Feist for Leicester or Gabriel. I have Saka, so who should I bench? Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about Bruno. Okay, if you have Leicester are playing Nottingham Forest. I don't think Feist gives a clean sheet if I'm being honest. I would just play Gabriel. If you're player has a low chance of a clean sheet and no attacking threat, then I would just play Gabriel. Bosnian Powers, literally answer one of your questions as the first of the stream. Go rewatch the stream and then you can issue your apology. I literally replied. I even said your full name, brother. So no need to be hacked in the chat. Is this your final team? Mark, it is at the moment. I'm still thinking about the triple captaincy, and as I've said, I'm thinking about the Bruno Fernandes transfer now as well. Because on paper, it makes sense, even though United are terrible. How come everyone... I don't think that Saka and Foden have a similar chance. I think that Foden has a much higher chance of starting than Saka does. The training today put me off. I'm just going to check Twitter quickly. Okay, so we do have a Leicester lineup. Let me just bring it up on stream. So if you guys have Leicester players, Hermansen, Ricardo, Okoli, Feiss, Justin, Winks, Ndidi, Mavidi, Buenanotte, Fatawu, and Vardy all start. I don't know if you guys need me to repeat that, but yeah, that's the current Leicester lineup if you guys are interested with the Leicester lineup. Okay, let me see. I didn't see anything. Okay, I don't see any team news at the moment. So the only thing that's leading me towards contemplating the Bruno move is the fact if Saka starts, then I feel like he's equal almost to Bruno. But if he doesn't start, I think Bruno's the better move. So that's what I'm like kind of contemplating. Twisted with a super chat saying 3 free transfers, Saka, Havertz, and Semenyo to Palmer, Foden, and Chiwomi. That does look pretty good. Chiwomi worries me a little bit because obviously you're taking out 3 starters for a bench option. But if your bench looks fine, then I like those moves. I mean, I think those look pretty clean. Salman Musa saying, Buta, let's triple captain, put the Brian and chill. We can just Bri for the entire weekend, and is that what you want? But, I mean, it's close. I would say, that's what I said, if you guys want a triple captain, you should go for it. I'm not the one that's going to tell you to not do it. Start Carvalho or DCL? Let me just check for you something quickly. Let me just check a Brentford predicted lineup. Let's see, do we have any here? Okay, Brentford lineup. Okay, Carvalho's not in here, so I think I would go for... Who was it between Carvalho or DCL? I'll just go for DCL Abe. Actually, I would have said DCL. I didn't read your second name. Sorry for that. I would have said DCL from the beginning. Especially now that Carvalho is not in the projected starting 11. Start Rodgers or Semenyo? I'd go Rodgers. Because it's a home fixture for Aston Villa. Is Son not going to play? Nikhil? Andrew's pretty transparent. And if he says that it's not likely, I don't think it's likely. I don't think he'd lie about that. So you're not going to get rid of Saka for anyone this week. I might. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about Bruno. But Bruno is... I mean, you guys might think I'm absolutely insane. If Liverpool beat Arsenal, will you be down 7-0? Will you be down to triple captain Flecken next week? Who's Flecken playing? He's playing Fulham. I don't even think I would agree to that, but I would be quite happy if Liverpool beat Arsenal. Liverpool beating Arsenal is what I want. It would be made even sweeter if it's like a McAllister banger for 1-0, because then no one is getting Salah points. Vincent, why don't you just subscribe yourself and then we can get some. Philippe is saying Gabriel, Lewis, Guardiola, Mikalenko, Colwell, bench 2. I'd bench Mikalenko and then I would bench Colwell. Thoughts on Haaland being less effective without KDB? I agree to a certain element, but let's be real. He's still, without KDB, he's still going to score a ton of goals. So, and this week he might score a hattie, and if he does, it's a great week to triple captain him. Even if he scores 2 goals, I think it's a good week to captain him. I'm not looking super like a ton into the KDB. I will say though, KDB and Rodri both being out is probably it increases the risks a little bit. AA is saying Salah, Saka, Diaz, Trent for Aitnari, Foden, Palmer for -4, or just Saka, Diaz for Palmer, Johnson for free and keep Trent. Please advise. I like the Palmer Johnson move rather. That looks cleaner to me, AA. And then just keep Trent. Would you start Mikalenko, Gabriel? I'd start Gabriel. 5.5 replacement for Minter. Do you have Rodgers? He's good value at that price point. I don't mind him. Otherwise, I don't really know. 5.5 midfielders. I don't think there's too many of them. In Buonanotte has been doing well. Semenyo's okay. Jorginho's the new one. The new star performer, but they've got Liverpool and Man City back to back. Mavidi from Leicester. I mean, he's got Ipswich next week. Fixtures are a little bit hit or miss. I'd probably just say if you don't have Rodgers, go for him. Semenyo's fixtures aren't great, but then they do improve a bit. I mean, Bournemouth are pretty strong attack at the moment, though. So that's like not super exciting, but it's probably quite consistent. No worries, Akil. Last number says, yeah, got Rodgers. Maybe go super cheap for like Dibbling. Do you have to play him? Is Konza starting? I think I saw him in projected lineups. Martin is saying, I'm thinking I'm going to triple captain Haaland. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep him for the long run. Might as well. Okay, that's cool. It might be a good buy present for you then. I get that. Do you want to reset the vote here? Let's reset the vote. I'm going to end this poll and I'm going to start it again because I kind of feel like people's opinions have changed. So let me just copy. I'm going to copy the exact same phrases. Okay, I'm going to vote these again. So you guys can now vote properly. This is only the people that are in the stream. Vote what you guys are doing. Are you triple captaining, normal captaining? Are you another captain, which is an Mbumo Palmer, that sort of thing? Or are you not, you don't own Haaland at all? Let us know what you're thinking. Currently, it looks like, yeah, Tajesh, that Saka did train a bit on grass. However, Arteta can't be trusted. He might completely be telling the worst lie possible. Like, I don't trust him in his press conferences, I won't lie. Okay, cool. I didn't see anything else. Okay, extreme football. Thanks, Vincent, for the tag. Should I take a punt on Foden for the next 3? As I said, Akil, if I had Foden, or if I had Saka, I would take him to Foden if I didn't have a Man City triple up. But unfortunately, I have a Man City triple up. I'm not going to use 2 free transfers to get rid of Saka and shift some stuff around. Yeah, I think Saka might start to miss all these little mind games. I don't fully get. I don't fully get the Arteta mind games though, because it seems like it's even against the easier teams. Like, I don't know, maybe I've just completely like not up to scratch with like tactics of top teams. But like, if you need, I don't even know if it's like to trick the team that much, because how much preparation goes between having Saka on that side or having another player? I mean, maybe. Bench one, Trent, Gabriel, Mikalenko. Yeah, I just benched Mikalenko. Start Ainari and Mikalenko. I start Ainari. Liam D'Souza with the super chat. Are you based on Oz, Liam? Which three? Trent, Gabriel, Lewis, Vandenberg, and Miko. Which three? Trent, Gabriel, and Lewis. Vandenberg might be close there. Vandenberg I can understand. So definitely bench Mikalenko for me, in my opinion. I think Fulham will score. But Vandenberg and Gabriel are a bit borderline, I'd say. I think I still would trust Gabriel more though. Twitter's, I don't know if I would listen to any news tonight about tomorrow. I think some teams haven't even got their finalizations. Should we triple captain Haaland? So 69%, 68% of you are just on the normal captain. 26% are triple captaining. Let's do transfers. I mean, we technically have two things to kind of conclude. No worries, Liam. Hopefully it's not too late there by you. It might be actually though, Flip. Omar, maybe. Maybe that's his grass training. So do we go for the Haaland triple captain? Or do we stick it out? 50 people triple captain. Yeah, I mean, 27% is quite high. Like, I don't think... The thing is then, is Haaland's ownership going to be over 200%? Because if it is, that therefore means that you hope he blanks if you captain him. Foden's a risky move since he played midweek. I don't think it's that risky, to be honest. Stick it out, as you say. We don't know what the mystery chip is going to be. Slamming, but I kind of feel like it has to be useful in a double. And that's the only thing that I'm thinking about. So my logic now was like, I don't want to go for Ipswich because... like of that reasoning, and that turned out to be okay. So like maybe it's a bit of bias with that because it worked out in that single game week, it's going to work out for me now with Southampton. But surely Haaland does well this game week. When might the doubles be and how many of them might there be? But currently it looks like 2. And that's going to be, I think, game week 30, 32, 34, 35. Yeah, that's what I'm almost thinking. If it's unlimited spend, I mean, just imagine the team you could get in a double game week. That's why, like, I'm thinking then you want to use your bench boost and you want to use your unlimited chip, unlimited spend like that. It will look better in a double game week, Omar, and that's why I fully get that. It's just, won't you rather use another chip in the double then? Do you think Maddison starts? There was some speculation about him, but I think if Son doesn't play, then I think Maddison should be pretty okay. I don't know, Van der Ven, do I transfer Saka for Son? No, take Saka to... No, Son's not going to play. I think Saka's a better chance of starting than Son does. Yeah, unfortunately, Australian guys are very early. Always leaving it last minute. Yeah, I sometimes leave it last minute, but that's just how I am. My heart can't deal. Every season we sometimes like that. I'll try. I mean, we got 10 minutes left. So Gonzo, no, not the Friet. The bench boost and mystery chip. Yeah, in Perth. Yeah, that's because I was in Sydney for like a month now, and I was just happy there wasn't any bad deadlines. They're all around Saturday 8 p.m. for me. So the double game weeks are strong, and I get you, but I still feel like I'd rather bench moose than mystery chip then. Are we going to use the triple captain this week? When do... I don't know, I'm thinking about it now. Is triple captain Haaland plus Bruno in for Saka too much? Probably too much. We might just keep Saka then if we use the triple captain. Yeah, so Liam, that's what I was, because the Southampton manager came out today or yesterday and he said Southampton are going to play for the win, which might just be mind games as well. But that therefore means that I think they're there probably for the taking. Bench Nori or Mikalenko? Yes, I'd bench Mikalenko. Maybe do Bruno and leave the triple captain for later. I don't know, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to almost triple captain now. We have to confirm it relatively soon though, I'd say. I'm feeling frisky, let's do it, T-Man. I also feel like an element of it is I don't think that people have got off to the best start to the season. So they might like want to almost triple captain to make up a bit of rank. I don't know. I think we might just leave it. Too early in the season. Yeah, I guess. As I said, I think if you're getting 15 plus points, you're pretty golden, to be honest. I've got the same as you, but McNeil and not Kulusevski, and Davis, not Van der Ven, 2 transfers. No, I think that you should be okay. I don't think like Van der Ven's the epitome of defensive coverage this week. Yeah, I think the only thing about later on is the fact that later on, these relegation teams might be kind of scrapping for points, which might actually be an advantage because they might be more attacking. But I think for me, it also might mean that they're more defensive. But I think at the moment, I think I'm probably just going to not leave the triple cap. I think I'm going to just keep the normal captain. Just posting the team to the Discord server quick. And I think I'm just going to keep Saka. Saka to Bruno, McNeil to Smith Rowe. Thoughts? I don't... The McNeil one you can just keep. The Saka to Bruno one, though, is the one that I was also looking at. But I think unless Saka was ruled out, then I would say maybe. The triple captain might give us a headache late in the season, and that's the only thing I'm thinking about now. But there's just so many unknowns, like with this mystery chip and everything. I don't know, should I triple captain? You keep Saka, yeah, and then if he doesn't play, I guess Gabriel comes off the bench. Still Saka or Minter? Lol, I'm lost. Welbeck also flagged. I'd still Minter because you might want to keep Saka longer term. Send it. I mean, I might triple... I'm thinking about it now. I mean, like, yo, I don't know. Should I send it? Should we send the triple captain? captain in Boomer. That's like, I always love chat. Like, I'll ask some question. I'll ask some question. It'll be completely something different that you guys will respond with. That like, I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking about sending it. I'll do it if you do it. Go with your gut. Are you fixed? So the only thing I'm thinking about is this situation where it becomes a problem late in the season, and that's the only thing I'm thinking about. It's full sender clock. I think we maybe send it. I think we maybe send it. Oh yeah, I think you can. I think you can take it away. But I don't know. I sent it. Use it on this season. The projections are so high though for him this week. I have it active now, but I'm just contemplating if I'm going to take it away now or not. I just don't know. Is it worth it? Any other cartel bosses? I don't know. I don't have their streams open. You guys can tell me who's triple captaining it. You guys can tell me which I think I'm gonna lock it in. I think I'm gonna lock it in. Yeah, I think I'm going to lock it in. I think we're going to send it. The triple captain has been activated. This is not the time. Derichi, it's the time for Mikey Moore, and it's the time for the triple captain. I don't know. This mystery chip is just in my head at the moment. Three blanks, not on form. Yeah, he's not on form, but I mean, what a week to change it. Yeah, I've sent it. You guys can hate it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. It's just like, I'm getting it out the way, I guess. I guess it's a good thing. It's polarizing this week. Half the chat is telling me it's a shocking move. Half the chat is telling me, but I think they're just probably just happy I sent it. But yeah. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't want to, I guess touch wood, but for me, it feels like low floor, like high floor. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Derichi, I mean, if this mystery chip stinks, then I don't know. Yeah, Foden would have been a good transfer, but I have triple City already. So that's why I said, if you guys want Foden, that's why I said suck it if Foden's a good transfer. Yeah, T-Man, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Harry, I'm kind of the same. I feel like he can always do more. Like he might do, I mean, imagine he scores 3 Hatties. He scores 3 Hatties in a double game, or 2 Hatties in a double game week. Maybe that also works out. But yeah, we've sent it. We have sent it. TUPD is actually done. We had the triple captain on, which might be a shocking move. And yeah, I will consider early retirement if that does happen. If Haaland blanks though against Southampton at home, I mean, like, I don't even know what to say then. But yes, Harry Pratt, enjoy your festivities this weekend. Hopefully it's a good one, brother. Thanks for dropping by again. Harry Hutch, hopefully it does bang, but we'll see. Abe is saying TUPD, last minute moves never work unless they do. That's the motto. If Haaland blanks, it's on us. It's on us for gaslighting. No worries, JC. Thanks for dropping by. 50 memberships next stream. You smash this, I'm giving it. Hey, Dorici, hopefully. And if Mikey Moore, because I think he's going to play left wing for Spurs. So hopefully your boy absolutely bangs it as well. But thank you guys for another intense stream. I think it was a good one. A little bit of an exciting one towards the end. Let's see if it pays off. Hopefully it does. Might be a special weekend then. But if it doesn't, you might not see me for videos next week. We'll see how it kind of goes. But hopefully it's going to be a good week. Hopefully the green arrow is going to be in our favor. Let's see what happens with Saka. Quite an interesting one there. If he doesn't play Gabriel off the bench. And thanks for dropping by on this Friday evening. Hopefully you guys enjoy your full weekend now. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And that includes not triple captaining Erling Haaland. So let's see how that pays off. But for the time being, I'm going to sign off to Dave FPL and I'm out. Cheers.